film breaks. But she doesn't know it. Because she is not in the screening room. She's not watching a film. She's upstairs in her husband's bedroom firing a pistol.
If you could solve this case, would you do anything to keep from hurting me?
Anything.
Let that girl go.
In the future, if anyone asks you if you knew her before this case, I suggest you tell the truth. Because that cat is out of the bag. So we know that Mr. Crutch left the apartment sometime on Saturday because we know that sometime between 1 and 6 p.m., he put this coin in that machine at 220 South Kirby Street. Unless this case goes to trial, and then it will all come out. What your brother said to you about something being missing, and what you said to me. And that evening, you went to the training camp, and you murdered Mr. Keegan without an alibi, Colonel. You murdered him with no alibi at all, unless the jurors managed to pack all those books in that box.
A label. How ridiculous can you get?
Well, Mr. Jennings, I guess nobody knows everything about a woman, not even you.
Let me see that again.
You're saying they killed their uncle. These boys wouldn't do such a thing.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Peck, but I think this time they needed each other so much that they both did something very bad. And you know what, Doc? When we pulled that porcelain crown from the right side of Adam Evans's mouth, you can bet your eye tooth that the underside of it is going to be stained blue. Would you open the umbrella, sir? Well, we know who won the award. The same person that stole Gabe's house key. Actually, the same person that drugged him. The street of trees that rains berries. Where you parked this car when you stole the gardener's truck. You're under arrest, sir. Suspicion of murder. And to the shock of the world, the Chinese pulled out of the Olympics.
Did they?
You couldn't have written that speech the night before. There's no way in the world. It hadn't happened yet. So we know that the hat was in your den, ma'am, on the morning he was shot. That place is the victim.
Are you implying that I killed Harold?
Shot him dead in your den, ma'am. Left 4, 3 scratches, right 4. My car door. Left 3 scratches, right 4, exactly the same. So you see, sir, you had to have been at Mr. Clark's home. I say you painted it early. someplace else. Already painted when you got there, so you could go out the fire escape and do what you had to do. Mrs. Benedict, is that the way you remember it? You were there. Did he put on a flower after the concert?
It's all right, love. Go ahead.
No.
Would you place the index finger of your right hand in that graphite, and I think maybe we can wrap this whole thing up very quickly.
That is my print.
Put this gun. This is the gun that you murdered him with. Now, sir, perhaps you can explain how a piece of Mr. Houston's 50-year-old war record ended up in the urn of a 48-year-old leisure wear importer from Sherman Oaks.
Very good.
You see, I figured you had the body somewhere. But what you really wanted was a foolproof hiding place. Now, what's better than a place that's already been searched? You used something like this the other night. You used it when you fooled the waiter into thinking you were still in the basement, when you were performing that pick a number from 1 to 4 trick, when in reality you were upstairs, killing Jesse Jerome. But on this medallion, which was hanging around your neck, we know that Chimp was in the studio on the night of the murder. Now we know you were there. And for the life of me, I cannot figure out how Eddie Kane could have written an ending 9 months ago that was only invented last week. But there never was a duplicate made, was there? This, in fact, is the murder weapon, isn't it, General? You see, we got our poison ivy in the same place. We both touched the slide. You touched it when you picked up the microscope and hit him. Her testimony is going to be very damaging.
I wouldn't count on it, Lieutenant. Whatever Rose told you, in the end, it'll be her word against mine.
Well, not exactly, sir. We do have witnesses.
But are you in it yet? Will 20 more laps satisfy you? I told you I'd be ready, didn't I? Now get off my back, Hamlin. Pick me up at 5:30. You got that?
Yes, sir. I may be unarmed, but, I'm certainly not alone. And not only did you see it at that specific time, Colonel, but you had to be standing in one specific place. That's right, sir. I don't know how you're going to explain, sir, how the same gun that fired this bullet in the dirt ended up tonight in Mrs. Goodwin's dressing room. He heard the shots first, then the alarm. That's the cart before the horse. I mean, how could the alarm wake you if the shots came first?
Lieutenant!
Right here, Doctor.
All right, Lieutenant. You win. I I did it.
No, it is not the Commodore's watch. Because you were the only one who knew that the Commodore's watch was smashed because you smashed it. I have an eyewitness, Dr. Collier. An eyewitness that will place you at the head of the Donna driveway at 5:30 Monday afternoon. But the eyewitness is not Mr. Morris. The eyewitness is you. Commissioner Halpin says he found those jewels under your mattress.
That's crazy. You're a liar. Hey, I don't even live here. What?
A wants to kill B. Drives B to a remote house and has him call his wife in city. Tells her he's working late at the office. Bang, bang. Sound familiar? That's the part you used.
Because you'll be dead. Lying right here on your kitchen floor.
I don't think so, ma'am. You see, this is not my kitchen floor.
What?
I haven't taken a mold of your tooth yet, Mr. Finch, but when I do, it's going to be the same thing as a fingerprint. The mold of your tooth is going to match exactly the bite mark on this piece of cheese, placing you at the scene of the crime.
I'll leave you to find the woman in black. You seem to have lost her.
I told Margaret that if she really wanted to nail you, she had to force you to use the ransom money.
Oh.
You switched the openers again. But I switched the glasses. That's the poison glass, sir. The glass I was supposed to drink. Murdered by Abigail Mitchell. Deathbed testimony. That's considered very strong evidence, ma'am. You remembered to clean the gun. But you didn't remember to do the same thing with the bullets. Finally got some hard evidence. What is that, Doctor? They were all ruined, weren't they? You and you alone knew that he was in his gym clothes. You said so. You swore to it in front of 5 witnesses. How did you know he was in his gym clothes if you didn't change the clothes? By your own testimony, you took it there. But in order to get it off the desk, you practically had to step over the body. That woman was shot before you left the house, and you shot her. Well, you're half right, Justin. It is a murder weapon. But it is not Dominic Doyle's car. It's my wife's.
You were supposed to meet me at the restaurant an hour ago.
What are you talking about, sir?
You left a message.
I didn't leave any message.
Oh, my God, it's a trap. Fortelli's here. Those two goons of his, they're standing right outside the front door.
You'd have had to marry her.
Not really. Something would have been arranged. Like an accident, maybe?
Always planning ahead, aren't you, Ray?
It would be easier if I did not have to shout, but the damn machine will turn the damn thing off! And that, sir, is the last piece of evidence.
Rosebud!
Oh, yes. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it. Now, when I say that's it, that's it. So you buried him right here, right under that tank. I dug this bullet out of that wall 3 hours before you said that somebody fired it at you 3 minutes ago. You know, there was only one thing we didn't search. You know what it was? It was me.
Give me that box. Give me that box. Ah! Give me that.
And you just saw me dial in my message. I got the feeling that you wouldn't be so expansive, you wouldn't be so quick to admit all this if you didn't have diplomatic immunity.
Perhaps so, Lieutenant, but the fact is I do have diplomatic immunity.
Quite so, Hassan Salah.
It's a setup, that's all. You touched those paintings just now while I wasn't looking. You saw him do it, didn't you? You put your prints on those paintings while you were bent over watching them when they were working on it. He touched them. You.
If I hadn't taken that camera. You were counting on that. You didn't accidentally reverse that film. You did that deliberately.